Yeah. Welcome back to Ask Sylvester Lee. And today I got my special guest with me. We got Emilee Kaylee.
Hey.
We got Kaylee Marie.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to be tackling a very, very critical, important, special topic. And we're going to do this with honesty and we're going to do this with understanding, right?
Yes.
Understanding from my perspective as the dad and their perspective as the young lads. Hey, so today, look at them people over there. We're going to be talking right to you, and we're going to be talking about this sensitive topic. Don't be offended by it, because obsessive behavior in relationship, man, it can lead you to a very depressed journey. It can lead you to a lot of unalivened thoughts, specifically when it comes to women. So let's explore what this looks like and why it happens and how to navigate these situations in a healthy way. Church.
Amen. Let's get into it.
All right. All right. So let's start it off like this. So let's talk about what is obsessive behavior. Like, what is obsessive behavior from y'all perspective?
From my perspective, being young, I would say obsessive behavior is an unhealthy amount of being engaged into something or someone and not really knowing how to break from it. Just always, wanting to be around that thing.
Wow. Very good perspective. Very good. Where you learning from?
My dad's baby mama.
Ooh, wee. Fire. Okay. What is obsessive behavior, Kelly Marie?
In my opinion, I just define obsessive behavior as someone who always is controlling, doesn't know that sometimes some people want independence and to be alone, and just always trying to just keep on talking to you, just like giving you all their attention and be upset or something when it doesn't go both ways.
Wow. This is unscripted wisdom from a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and define exactly what obsessive behavior is. Even though you guys have very great, I love y'all logic, I love y'all understanding on what obsessive behavior is, because according to the MS5, OCD, obsessive, it's a
disorder.
listen, it's a real thing, and I don't think people really understand that.
What does OCD have to do with obsession of control?
Because you are obsessed over it, it could be anything. You could be obsessed over clean clothes. You could be obsessed over yeah, over people. You could always want a relationships, all that type of stuff. But this is the definition. It's when someone becomes overly fixated on another person to the point where it disrupts boundaries, independence, or emotional balance. In other words, they become a danger to themselves, a danger to others, and a danger to their actual psychological health. So if I can't go to school because my friend is there, then that means I'm having somewhat of a obsessive experience. You get what I'm saying? If I can't show up to a party because this person isn't there, then that's also. Now this can happen to anyone, men or women. But today we're going to be focusing on women's obsessive tendencies in relationship, only because my special guests are young ladies, right? So we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about constant monitoring. We're going to talk about jealousy and possessiveness, and we're going to talk about control issues. I'm going to dive into it, then we're going to get each of y'all perspectives on it, all right?
Okay.
May the church say amen.
Amen.
Come on.
Okay. All right, so when we talk about constant monitoring, that looks like what to you?
Kind of like hovering and
Definitely hover.
hovering, and I would have to say, just frequently, how the Korean government, probably you don't bring politics, but you know how they're always monitoring just to make sure, like, hey, you can't be doing this, that, and the third. Just kind of having like a leash on them, so they can't really,
Yeah.
be themselves. Kind of like slavery.
So like dictatorship.
Yes, like hovering, like a slave owner.
Okay. So That was from Emily's perspective right there. So
Yes.
constant monitoring. Go ahead, Kelly.
I believe it's just tracking someone's or anything, every movement, everything they do.
And the crazy part about that is we do that early. Like think about Bash and SJ. They always looking for each other. SJ, Bash, you know what I mean? They're already developing that obsessive, you know what I'm saying, trait. So frequent calls, frequent texts, frequent checking social medias to track everybody's got moves. You understand what I'm saying? That is obsessive.
Oh, I be doing that.
You be doing it?
Yeah, I be doing that. Only when I care. It's hard for me to care though.
Now, mind you, she don't frequently call her dad, text her dad, or check on
No.
my social media, check my every move. She don't check see if I want something to eat, nothing to drink. So she don't do that.
Yeah, yes I do. I do that. Thank you.
I don't think for me, I don't say what I would do is constant monitoring, and I think it's just like a daily checkup, which I'm
Yeah.
used to from my father,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it. And so I have it take some traits from that. So
Well, I just want to say probably not constant monitoring, yeah, but definitely just when I was low with my self-esteem, I kind of needed more reassurance. You know what I mean? Why don't I sound like that?
Well, let me ask you this: is there ever a time where being obsessive is okay?
No.
yes, how you would define obsessive? Yeah.
So remember, obsessive is when somebody becomes fixated on another person to the point where it disrupt boundaries, where it disrupt independence, where it disrupt emotional balance. So if somebody don't have emotional balance, then that means they're gonna have this fixation
Exactly.
or this fluctuation
In life, you always have to
of
be
feelings
balanced.
of this up and down. And now we got to remember what manic depression is. Manic depression or a just mood disorder is when you have this emotional imbalance. And the way they determine whether or not you're going to be diagnosed with that is how many episodes and triggers you experience within a 6-month time frame.
Well, I didn't mean with like a person. I don't mean with a person. You shouldn't be obsessed with somebody. I feel like it's more of a thing, and I feel like obsessive could be in a different way. Like, what if you have checking in with your, because for example, what if you're like checking in with your teacher because they're not like saying they're not fixing your grade or something? You're not being obsessive. You
That's
just
not obsessive.
right,
That's
but it's
actually
like
reassurance. Like, hey,
right.
don't forget about me. Like, you still gotta put my grade in. I
Right.
mean,
I
yeah,
don't know.
you just
I don't
gotta
know. Maybe
okay.
no.
'Cause
I
I
don't
feel
think. But I don't think with a person. I don't mean
because listen, with my teachers, I feel this is my opinion. As teachers, they always want to be worried about what me and my friends talk about being in our young folks' business. But at the same time, you got a whole email that you need to check for me because I need help with my work. I need to get a better grade or something like that. Which if I have a 19 out of 20, I need that one extra point. So teachers and stuff like that, they need to be constantly monitoring. That's the only time it's acceptable during school hours instead of staying in people's business.
All right. So the youngsters are giving y'all perspective from an academic point of view. Now, when we talk about individuality, friends, homegirls, now constant monitoring, frequent calls. I'm gonna just ask you, Em.
Yes.
Do your friends frequently call?
Not anymore, but everybody loves him though.
Do your friends frequently call?
heck no.
All right, now what about jealousy and possessiveness? Ooh. Is Drake jealous of Kendrick?
Jay jealous of anybody.
Yeah.
Drake
Yeah.
jealous?
Because I hear he bought out all of his floor seats at his concert, which you just
Drake?
pay him.
Drake did that to Kendrick?
Yeah. I don't.
Well, he still got paid.
He still. I know, but then he's suing Kendrick, talking about that the media pushed him more.
Wow.
But what about that? I know when the hotline blink. That you couldn't even run from that.
That song was horrible.
Right.
Now let's talk about jealousy and possessiveness. Is that something that we experience in this household?
No, like a lot of I be getting so offended when people be like, "Oh, you jealous?" I have to look jealous. Jealous is being kind of you want something that person has that you can't get. My dad raised me right. Me and my siblings, we ain't got no reason to be jealous over nothing.
I think jealousy and envy is more like that deadly type thing where you want what they have and you'll do anything to get it. But jealousy, it could be a positive thing. You see somebody up and you're like, okay, I see myself,
That's more
want to
like
put myself in that
inspiration, though.
foot. No, but you're jealous of what they have, so you do anything to accomplish that yourself.
Jealous is a very
Oh my, no,
evil
that's
and
you thinking of
ugly.
envy.
No, I'm not talking about envy, like
Envy
being
is
envious to
diff-
somebody. Jealousy, and they're like sisters. They're both very ugly and very evil, ugly words. I don't like saying those.
No, they're not.
Okay, Dad, what is the meaning of jealousy?
Jealousy is being upset about interactions with friends, coworkers, or even family members. And
That's an example.
Yeah,
But what
can
is
you
the
tell us your
definition?
opinion?
okay, but listen, when you are jealous and upset because of the interactions between other people that don't involve you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you're not the center of the interactions with your friends and each other, like if you have two friends calling each other and you're not involved, and it's like, wow, I wasn't a part of that conversation. It's almost like, okay, hey, me and Johnny decided we were gonna go have lunch Friday. You should come. Well, I wasn't a part of that decision. Y'all didn't tell me. So if I didn't start it, if I didn't have the grand idea to do this, if I'm not the one that brought these two friends together, if I'm not the one to introduce you guys to this external stimuli, then it's gonna ruffle me the wrong way. You get what I'm saying? Family members do this all the time. How come Emilee get to go do this? How come Kaylee get to go do that? And I understand what Kaylee is saying. Like, you know what? I'm jealous of how, Emilee organized her closet. So you know what? I'm gonna organize mine. You know what I'm saying? Now, can we take the bad and inspire into some good? Okay, that's questionable. But right now, we're talking about obsessive behavior. So this is more a negative perspective on what obsessive behavior might be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That jealousy and that enviness. Now, that jealousy is when you feeling like you're not a part of something. That envy is when you want to actually intervene and to interfere with the outcome of somebody else's enjoyment.
Yeah.
So my envious behavior is going to tell me, you know what? I'm not going to wake Emilee up on time for work. I know she love work. I ain't got no job. So I see her sleeping in. I want her to get fired. So I'm just going to go back in my room and lay down. Or you know what? I see the dog chewing on Kaylee's shoe. That's her favorite shoe. I'm not even going to stop the dog. So my envious behavior is allowing me to, let the dog chew on Kaylee's shoe. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, when it comes to jealousy, that's okay. I feel like everybody, is like, but it's really the type of level that you let that affect you. You know what I mean? That makes you pathetic. But I would have to say the possessiveness. Oh my gosh. I feel like when it comes to having a partner or like even having a friend, any type of relationship, probably not work relationship or nothing like that, but like, hey, that is my wife, that is my husband, that's my girlfriend, that's my boyfriend. So when it comes to being possessive, I could agree with that for sure. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because that's mine. Like, you're mine. So ain't no way you should be, wilding out.
That's right.
Never experienced anything like that, but I can say like item wise, yeah, when it's yours, you're always gonna watch over it. Like for example, your cell phone, that's yours. You're possessive.
Exactly.
It's in your possession everywhere you go most of the time. So I don't know about human wise, but I think it could be negative and over toxic. Because it's saying in a relationship, the other person's also a person too, and you have to understand their feelings.
And these children they'll tell you that I'm obsessive over the kitchen.
No.
And all the snacks and everything inside of the kitchen. They say I'm constantly monitoring.
With them snacks and
I'm
everything.
constantly monitoring the snacks. I'm constantly monitoring the juices and the waters and stuff like that.
No, I think Dad's trying to make sure everybody gets some.
Yeah,
everybody tries some.
It gets to a point where you come and ask for one. Why? Dang, I can't even
No, but I feel like if the person that bought it should be the first one to get it first.
Yeah,
but it's not like that in a big family, so I hope you just don't expect that most of the time, Dad.
No, it's different. It's different when you got like a whole like 12 pack of sodas and then you got it in your closet, and my dad be crackling, popping right there in his room.
He come downstairs.
We come and ask for one. Dad, can I get one?
He'll give you some sometimes.
He don't even say no.
Like, is there nothing downstairs?
Right, like,
Moving right along. Control issues and emotional manipulation. Let's start with control issues. Trying to dictate who you can talk to, where you can go.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
Dictate.
Trying to dictate who you can talk to, where you can go, and what you can do. That sounds like somebody.
Right.
That sounds like somebody.
Now here, I have something to say about this. It irks my soul when I see women, they try to like do control issues. The way how I put it though is when they try to make men or females feel as if when they try to make men or women feel as if they're your kids, because control issues, if I ever was in a relationship, like I can understand, like you have to come and communicate to me, hey, I don't like this person, that person, because your enemies are always gonna be my enemies with any family member. But it's different. You talking to your coworker, where can you go? What you can't do that. Like, who are you talking to? You're not my dad. And this sound like somebody that we know. She messed up the whole operation because she wanna.
Oh, sorry, Dad. Do you want to say something real quick?
No, you go ahead.
Control issues. I feel like this is the first red flag. It's so subtle that you don't know. I've never been in a relationship, but I've seen a lot of movies, y'all. So
What about friendship? Friendship.
Friend-
Trying to control. Like, oh, you friends with that girl?
it's
Why you talking to
better.
her? Why you know what I mean?
It's
Why you
better
go to
with
that person?
friendships. I feel like every romantic relationship should always start with a friendship.
Exactly.
Because if you don't start with that, you're going right into it. You're still learning them in a relationship. You don't know them, and I feel like that takes time. Some people just want to rush into it, think they found the one, but it's usually not. And it could be subtle, like, "Oh, where are you? Where are you?" And then it comes a cycle, and you're used to it. You should never have to get used to somebody watching you like a hawk. You should never. And I understand it's about trust as well, and I feel like control issues also come deep down to trust issues as well.
But I feel like it's different that, like, if you explain to them, hey, like I don't want you going this, that, and the third, here are my problems and concerns, and then it's like you guys come to a mutual understanding. I feel like it could be different. You know what I mean? Communication.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Set your boundaries, so you don't look like a control freak.
Well, you know what? Boundaries is one thing. When you got unreasonable boundaries, it could be something that could be negotiated in a relationship.
Yeah, but
Any
if
relationship.
you think about it, that like boundaries is kind of controlling somebody to, be the person that you want to kind of be the person that it's kind of controlling if you really think.
Well,
about
you
it.
have healthy boundaries and unhealthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are there to set markers on how to, protect yourself. That's protecting yourself.
Yes.
Like, if this is my boundary, this boundary is only in place to keep you from hurting our relationship from that point.
Yeah.
So if I don't like being called late at night and you waking me up and messing up my sleep, then hey, this my boundary is don't call the house after 9 o'clock. That's a simple boundary. So let's tie that into emotional manipulation when people use guilt or threats to keep you from creating distance. Now, I've been in situations y'all may not know about
We know.
where things happen and then it's threats to do this, threats to move away, threats to go to court, all these type of things. That is a form of emotional manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Women do it all the time when they keep you away from your kids, called parental alienation.
Now, I don't know if it's just the Cancer in me because I don't really go off of signs. But, when it comes to manipulation, I'm not going to lie. I do manipulate sometimes. I'm working on it as a person. But when it comes to using feelings and stuff like that, you didn't go to my game. Man, I was really sad. I want to see you there. Can I have $5? Just something like that. I wouldn't do that. Well, in that type of way. But yes, it's very negative and ugly. Just as bad as being jealous.
Oh, I agree, but I feel like that the main question that we should dive into is why does this happen? Where's this theme from?
Hold on 1 second. We have some Negroes in the background. Oh, you said something? You said
I
something?
was trying to get into that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So let's talk about why this happened in relationships. Why are control issues, emotional manipulation, all those things? Why are they happening?
I already know.
Now, obsession, it often stems from deeper emotional or psychological struggles. It's not always about the other person. It's about what's happening within that person. These people might be experiencing fear of abandonment, insecurities, unresolved traumas, childhood traumas. Oh, Lordy, 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 abort,